The world was in lockdown, and Animal Crossing saved all of us. Waking up, checking turnip prices, slowly building a little island life. But ever since then, no game has really captured that same feeling again. Until now. Because Pokopia somehow managed to mash together Animal Crossing, Minecraft, and Pokemon into one weird little game that immediately got its claws into me. So naturally, I lost 7 hours of my life almost instantly. At the worst part, I would do it again. My name is Tarisu, and this is my Pokopia. Welcome to the world Outback Australia. Oh hey, a dead Squirtle. That makes sense. The game drops me into a Minecraft-looking wasteland. The grass is dead, the trees are gone, and this poor Squirtle is just lying on the ground like his soul's left. So naturally, I did what any responsible Pokemon trainer would do. I extracted its DNA, which is a completely normal sentence to say out loud. And just like that, I got my first move. Water gun. One heavy splash to the face later, and my first Pokemon friend was back on his feet. And yes, this game has a Pokédex too, so at that point, I already knew exactly what kind of addiction I had just signed up for. Gotta catch 'em all. Yeah, okay, you get the idea. Apparently this world used to belong to humans, but years ago, they vanished. And without them, the Pokemon slowly went into hiding. Tangrowth, who used to belong to a professor, is one of the only ones who still remembers what life was like before everything fell apart. Over time, his memories started coming back, and with them comes this big heartfelt dream of restoring the land and making the world beautiful enough for humans to one day return, which is very sweet, very emotional, very noble, and unfortunately for him, that dream landed in my hands. So I got to work. I brought back the grass, restored the trees, and before long, two more familiar faces joined the world, Bulbasaur and Charmander. And just like that, this dead little wasteland started feeling a whole lot less dead. As the sun set, Tangrowth started talking about the humans returning one day and how nice it would be to make the place beautiful for them. And we did not even care a little bit. I think I'll share some stories about the old days. Okay, Boomer. That is exactly what I'm doing. Sorry, Professor. Wrong crowd, buddy. One of the things that really hit me was how much this game nails that Animal Crossing feeling. The UI sounds, the music, the little interactions, even the way the world opens up bit by bit through rebuilding. Eventually, I came across a ruined town. Right in the middle of it sat a broken down Pokemon Center, which somehow got even better when I found out the PC gave you missions to unlock items from an online store. Furniture, recipes, quality of life upgrades, basically everything needed to turn this game from, oh this is cute, to, oh no, I'm about to lose a concerning amount of time to this. Oh, the camera. Oh heck yeah. What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Tarisu, and today we're doing 100 Day Deserted Island Challenge. As more Pokemon started appearing, each one brought new tools to help restore the world. Hitmonchan showed up and immediately proved himself by giving me Rock Smash. Oh, a water source? Interesting. This is such a nice touch. I love how the grass and the flowers react to the water passing by them. Will it react with the fountain? Oh, I love this game. Then Scyther appeared in the grass and gave me Cut, which meant even more of the world was now open to me. And just like that, every new Pokemon felt less like a random encounter and more like recruiting another little worker in my crumbled real estate empire. Here you go, Charmander. No sleeping on the ground for you, little buddy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to teleport your existence. I'm so sorry. While fixing up the sleeping situation for my starter crew, I ran into Combi, who was weirdly adorable that I was immediately sold. Oh, look at this. What's good, YouTube? Today I'm watching my parents have a relationship-breaking conversation. After doing a bit more restoring, cleaning, and making the place look slightly less like the aftermath of Judgment Day, I hit environment level 2, which meant more items, more options, and more reason to spend money on things I absolutely did not need, but absolutely bought anyway. Oh, what's this? You can capture events that happen, not just taking random pictures. Oh, this is neat. This is very neat. And then, just as I was settling into the cozy vibes, something flew over the sky. What the heck was that? Was that you, Combi? Oh, is Judgment Day upon us? Oh, it's just a ho-oh. Never mind. While wandering through the night, I spotted this giant shape flapping through the sky, and for half a second, I genuinely thought the game was about to kill me. Nope, it was just Ho-Oh, casually soaring over like he was on a late night Macca's run, which was the first sign that this game had a lot more going on than just decorating houses and planting trees. After taking a sneaky photo of Charmander sleeping in his cutest possible form, I eventually hit environment level 3 and unlocked even more stuff for the catalog. And the second I saw extra bag space and useful upgrades, my self-control died instantly. Oh, packing tips rookie? Nice. And PP up and handy bag. I could use one of those. You know what? We ball them. We taken the lot. Not long after that, I met Trilba, who wasted absolutely no time making me feel like a terrible person for not building him a house yet. Apparently, Homelessness Guild is a game mechanic now. And then I realized something huge. This tiny ruined town wasn't the whole map. There was a whole other area beyond it. And somehow, in the middle of this post-apocalyptic Pokemon wilderness, there was a vending machine. A real vending machine. That's when it really clicked for me that Pokopia wasn't just throwing in cute ideas. It was constantly hiding weird little surprises around every corner. Everyone's going to play a game like this differently, but my mindset was pretty simple. I didn't want to bulldoze everything and start over. If these buildings used to mean something, I wanted to restore them, bring them back, make the world feel lived in again instead of replacing it with something generic. And while exploring that wider area, I found a weird little reference to a certain gym leader that ended up transforming me into Koga. And honestly, that was one of those moments where I didn't even question it. Eventually, I ran into this huge locked door that basically told me I wasn't important enough to enter it yet. So I did what any rejected protagonist would do, and I went back to town to keep fixing up my current life instead. Then Pidgey showed up, and shortly after, Charmander decided it was time to celebrate. Didn't humans usually celebrate when they got a new house? We should too. Oh, Charmander, you want a party? Come on, little guy, let's celebrate. Unfortunately, the party didn't end well. Oh, Charmander, you fell. Poor little guy. Goodness gracious. Are you alright, Charmander? Do you smell something sweet? Sorry, I pooed a little. And somehow, through the power of poor decisions and worse timing, I ended up making a flag for the village. A flag that, unfortunately, now has a very questionable origin story. So after that, I tried to build my own home, only to realize that while I had the materials, I didn't actually have enough Pokemon around to help put the thing together yet. So I went back to exploring. In one section of the ruins, I found a dried up waterway and I immediately did what every Minecraft player does when they don't know what's going on. Start breaking walls and hope for an answer. Instead, I found fog, suspense, and then a dead end. So naturally, I kept smashing rocks elsewhere and eventually uncovered something much more interesting, a mysterious mural hidden in the ruins. I slotted in a strange slate I found earlier, expecting some big secret reveal, and absolutely nothing, which somehow made it even more interesting, because now I knew there was definitely something bigger going on here. I just wasn't smart enough to solve it yet. Charmander was sleeping off his public embarrassment, and Bulbasaur was so happy to see me that I honestly don't think he has ever had a bad day in his life. And then I heard it again. That giant rush of wings overhead. Ho-Oh is back. Still flying around. Still not explaining himself. And still making me feel like I was being watched by a flaming cryptid. I spent more time decorating the place to try and make it feel more lived in, only for Combi to decide that what my living space really needed was an oversized wooden crate. And because it was Combi, I let it happen. And then while out exploring again, I ran into Drifloon. Are you out for a stroll? Where is this going? You know, I really like a nice stroll too. I bet it'd be lots of fun if we traveled together. Nope! Not happening. Nope. Nope. At first I thought it was just a cute little ghost balloon. Then I checked the Pokédex. Massive mistake. because the moment the game reminded me that Drifloon had a long, deep, uncomfortable history of casually abducting children, I immediately changed my entire energy. And I am a child in this game, so suddenly this wasn't a cute meeting anymore. It was a hostage negotiation. Instead of letting this purple menace lure me into the afterlife, I did the smart thing and escorted it straight back to the village where it could be everyone else's problem too. Even more houses were finally being built. Bulbasaur continued being painfully adorable, and somehow this little disaster town was slowly becoming something real. Then I made my way down towards the beach and heard a voice calling out from the water. Yo, where am I? What kind of Pokemon is that? Is it stuck in the water? Oh, it's a Magikarp. I did not expect that. Guys, it's confirmed. Magikarp is naturally a Chad. And sure enough, it was Magikarp. Not struggling, not panicking, just existing with unbelievable confidence. Helping him out rewarded me with the most overpowered ability in the entire game, Jump. And I genuinely loved it. Not because jumping is revolutionary, but because this game somehow kept making tiny things feel exciting. And of course, the giant lighthouse nearby was driving me insane. I searched the outside, I checked the basement, I poked around every single angle. Nothing. Just items, confusion, and me slowly losing my mind over what stupid giant sandy rocket thing this was. Then Ho-Ho shows up again. Wait, I heard it again. I'm coming! Ho-Ho! Don't leave me! Don't leave me! No flippin' way. Is that Ho-Oh legendary Fire Dookie? I ran after him as fast as I could, hoping for answers. Instead, all he left behind was a feather. So after trying absolutely everything to get the lighthouse intercom to do literally anything, I gave up and moved on. At which point, Bulbasaur, in the perfect little king fashion, was waiting for me with a jump rope challenge. Alright, this is gonna be easy. It's jumping, how hard can this be? I could get at least 10. Alright. Okay, this time I've got it. I know how the game's played. This is easy. Nah, I can do better than that, okay? Easy, just follow the pattern, okay? Okay, just follow the pattern. Oh no, there's an audience. They've come to watch me. That's way too much pressure. 50 guys, we got 50. 63. Yeah, we got 63. Yes. Let's go. Then more Pokemon started showing up, as if the word had spread that I was now the local jump rope champion. Shellos appeared, which felt weirdly misplaced considering it wasn't even near water. Cubone showed up. Litwick turned up looking suspiciously adorable for something that probably harvests souls. Before long, I ran into Tyrogue, throwing punches at a waterfall like he was in the world's most dramatic training montage. Gave Charmander his own little mystery dungeon looking home, and finally managed to build myself a temporary place to live. Then came another huge upgrade. Oh, what's this? A tripod? No way! I can take pictures of myself without... Okay, I can take pictures of myself without holding the heckin' camera. Let's go. Professor Tangrowth eventually gave me the mission of restoring the Pokemon Center to its former glory, which felt like the first truly major project the game handed to me. But before I could fully commit to that, Squirtle asked if I wanted to go sightseeing near the Ocean Cave. And of course I said yes, because when Squirtle asks, you go. Alright, I think I've figured out the tripod. Oh, here we go. This is the new era of camera control. Oh my, I dig this. I dig this so much. Look at everything you can do. On the way to the cave, Squirtle stopped for snacks, which was adorable. And once we got inside, I heard something strange behind a wall of rocks. After smashing through them, I found Onyx trapped in a narrow section of the cave, and my rock smash wasn't enough to free him. The only answer was water. Meanwhile, Tangrowth was standing nearby, staring into the unknown like he wandered out of Attack on Titan, which honestly felt about right for this game. After what felt like forever, I returned to the lighthouse intercom and got it working. Turns out the thing did talk, it just needed offerings. Food, items, supplies, basically it was a giant ancient extortion speaker. Heading back into the town after that, I ran into Venedat, then Oddish, then Gulpin, who wanted to move in, and then Slowpoke, who I swear moved with the urgency of a man trying to miss his own appointment. Alright, yep. Alright, there you go. Slow and steady wins the game, not mine. I could have physically dragged this guy to his destination faster. A break? You need a break? You've been walking for 10 minutes and haven't even made it halfway. How are you tired? Okay, yep. No, not that way, buddy. Yeah, no, it's this way. Slowpoke, why do you do this to me? Then Tangeroo told me it was time to make the land, and I quote, moist. And look, I know how that sounds, but that was the mission. So me and the gang got to work making the place as moist as Pokemonly possible. Oddish helped life burst back into the world. Magikarp was, well, being Magikarp. And Vespiquen emerged like a queen, finally inspecting the worksite. Then Squirtle took it upon himself to perform a rain dance and forced the issue. And somehow, it actually worked. But you know what? It worked. There's rain. What the heck was that, dear Arceus? Then came the second big legendary moment. Wait, I know that sound. I'm not Delulu. I know this Pokemon. I knew it. I heckin' knew it was you. Kyogre appeared in Kanto because apparently this game had decided subtlety was no longer necessary. And honestly, I love that. The music, the reveal, the sheer insanity of suddenly seeing Kyogre descend into this rebuilding sim like he'd taken a wrong turn from a box art cover. And of course, in the middle of all that, I managed to fall off the boardwalk while trying to take a photo, which felt like a very me way to meet a legendary. Still, Kyogre saw what we were doing, gave the rain a push in the right direction, and with the water flowing again, I was finally able to free Onix from his rocky prison. Mission complete. Goomy even showed up during all of this, which somehow made the whole scene even better, and then the rain stopped, and I was left standing there realizing this game had just gone from cute rebuilding sim to legendary Pokemon climate intervention project, without missing a beat. If my tail gets wet in the rain, then I'm gonna catch a cold. Oh, this game is good. This game is real good. After that, the story opened up a bit and I decided to spend some time doing my own thing, which turned out to be a dangerous decision because a bit of side stuff quickly became hours of house upgrades, town cleanup, and trying to make this place feel like a home instead of a pile of ruins pretending to be one. Then Drifloon opened his mouth again and somehow became even worse. No humans. Oh gosh, here we go with this guy. Drifloon, what do you have to say? There aren't many humans around here. Yes, there are no humans for you to kidnap, you weirdo. So like, humans give me energy, you know. Human kids in particular give me oh gosh, get out of here! Despite every instinct telling me not to trust him, I let Drifloon convince me to visit Dream Island. And to be fair, Dream Island was incredible. It felt exactly like those bonus islands in New Horizon where you showed up, see a mountain of resources, and immediately abandon all morals. So that's exactly what I did. I stripped the place dry. Back on my island, I ran into Axu looking as grumpy as a child who's been woken up too early. Hit 26 registered Pokemon, and even though that's not an insane number, I was still proud of it. And then just when I thought I've seen enough surprises for one lifetime, a Charizard launches himself out a tiny patch of grass, which is a moment your brain stops asking questions. I also found Sliggoo vibing in the fountain, finally gathered enough Pokemon to begin building my proper home, and eventually fed berries into the lighthouse intercom. And as a reward, it handed me the Boulder Badge, which raises a few questions. Mostly, why a giant haunted tower has a gym badge? Then Ivysaur showed up. More houses were built, more locals moved in, and the whole place started feeling more and more like a real restored town, rather than a bunch of disconnected tasks. At one point, I found a Hoot Hoot by the seaside who was so deeply unhappy with his housing situation that I honestly felt personally judged by him. And then I hit a wall. Not in literal game sense, mentally. I didn't want to run off into a new area while everything here still felt unfinished, so I visited the developer's island for inspiration. Huge mistake. because I have never felt so creatively inadequate in my life. They had done everything beautifully, neatly, perfectly, and I came back looking at my town like I built it with emotional damage and spare timber. Right after that, Lugia appeared in the sky, because apparently every time I start having an identity crisis, a legendary shows up to make things even more dramatic. And honestly, that moment helped. Because I realized my problem wasn't that I don't know what to do, it was that I care too much to leave the place half finished. This was becoming my home. These Pokemon needed homes, and I wanted the region to feel like a real place. So I slowed down and started properly building out the first area. I leveled the ground, started laying down paths, added trees to give it a bit more of a Viridian Forest feel, used Oddish to help bring all of it to life, and once I started placing proper housing kits around the paths, the whole place finally began to click. It started feeling structured, intentionally, like a town, not just rubble with ambition. Then Paris appeared. Combi had another emotional crisis over a wood crate. I accidentally offended half the village by moving these things. And Hitmonlee was out there sleeping on the edge of a cliff like he was trying to make a point. At that stage, I knew I had to move into the next area if I wanted to keep progressing. So I headed out and eventually discovered the next big ruin location was Vermilion City. And this place was a mess. Flooded buildings, broken structures, water everywhere. The Pokemon Center looked half drowned. So I started doing what I do best by this point: damage control. I blocked the water, started cleaning up, helped Meowth, whose house looked like it'd been personally insulted by nature itself. And before long, I hit environment level 2, which opened up even more stuff. Vermilion City has been awarded first place. Oh yeah, that explains it. This is definitely Vermilion. From there, the theme of the area became obvious. Electricity. Things needed power. And that power, for now, came from Pokemon. That's when Mareep showed up and instantly became one of the most useful little workers in the entire game. Then came Smeagol, who was weird, lonely, slightly deranged, and someone responsible for the coolest creative system in the whole game, coloring items. And I mean throwing paint bombs. Mareep helped me work on the vending machines. Makahita turned up and I found showers and became deeply invested into making them work. And eventually Meowth explained that the thick mud covering the parts of the city would need a very specific Pokemon to deal with it. Enter Piplup. And yes, he was so cute I could have cried. I hope we can swim together. I hope I can hug you forever because I love you. With Piplup's help, the mud was cleared away and Vermilion immediately started looking less like a disaster zone and more like something I could actually imagine restoring. Some of my playtime ended up happening portably, so I couldn't record everything properly, but a lot still happened. I found Pormo, who became the designated berry smasher, watched Piplup do the cutest climbing animation known to man, found Spinarak hiding in the bushes, connected the electrical poles and met Execute, returned to Future and found Weeping Bell. My house was finally finished, Gyarados showed up, I somehow reached environment level 5, and somewhere in all of that chaos, the world just kept getting fuller. Alright, you two break up. I'm out here trying to fix the Pokemon Center, not have you two make it worse. Eventually, I put together a proper team to restore the Pokemon Center. Handed Charizard the keys to my old place because there was no way I was making that man sleep in the forest. Found a Volbeat, then Charmeleon, and finally had a realization. If I kept making one house per Pokemon, I was going to turn Kanto into suburban sprawl. So I built something bigger, a shared living space. Something that actually felt like a real home for them. I built pathways, thought through the layout, and even made a bunker for the fire types before realizing none of them could actually get into it, which is exactly the kind of design flaw that would happen to me. Then I started moving Pokemon into their new home, and that moment genuinely landed because for the first time, it didn't just feel like I was unlocking things. It felt like I was actually building a life for them, a place where all these random little creatures I'd met along the way could exist together. And by the end of it all, with the Pokemon Center restored, the forest growing back, houses standing, paths laid, and all these strange little stories stacking on top of each other, it finally hit me. This is the magic of the game. Not just catching Pokemon, not just decorating, not just restoring ruined places. It's watching a broken world slowly feel alive again, watching Pokemon find homes. watching their little personalities bounce off of each other. And somehow, somewhere in the middle of all that, building a home for myself too. This game genuinely warmed my heart. And the craziest part is, this is only the beginning. Drifloon can leave though, I'm not talking to that guy.